Welcome to my channel. Before you scroll away, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever felt like life pushed you so far down that getting up felt impossible? Because today's story is not motivation, it's proof. This is the story of a man who once slept in his car not by choice but by failure. Cold nights, fogged windows, and silence that screamed louder than words. No home to return to, no job to rely on, and no one answering his calls. Just a broken man and a vehicle that became his shelter. He never imagined that his life would shrink into the front seat of an old car. Once he had a steady job, a rented apartment, and plans that stretched years into the future. He believed hard work was enough. He believed stability was permanent. Then layoffs came without warning. One paycheck stopped, then another never arrived, and suddenly everything he thought was solid disappeared. Rent piled up, calls went unanswered, and excuses ran out. When the landlord changed the locks, the car became his last option. The first night was the worst. The silence felt louder than any noise. Streetlights flickered outside the windshield and cold air pressed through the windows. He lay back, staring at the ceiling of the car, realizing this was not temporary comfort. This was survival. Pride kept him from calling people he barely spoke to anymore. Shame convinced him he deserved this fall. He told himself it would only be for a few days, but days quietly turned into weeks. Every morning began before sunrise. He parked near a gas station, washed his face in a public bathroom, and changed clothes while hoping no one noticed. He practiced smiling because looking desperate felt dangerous. Then he walked into interviews carrying a resume full of experience and a heart full of fear. The conversations always started well. Skills were discussed, qualifications praised, potential acknowledged. But when the question about address came up, something changed. Interest faded, promises vanished. He left with polite handshakes and empty hope. Rejection became routine. Hunger became familiar. Some nights he skipped meals to save a few dollars. Other nights he sat behind the wheel, gripping it tightly while tears fell in silence. He didn't cry loudly because even pain learns to be quiet when it stays too long. He questioned his worth, replayed past decisions, and wondered how someone could work so hard and still lose everything. Giving up didn't feel dramatic, it felt logical. One evening, with only a few dollars left and the fuel warning light glowing, he scrolled through his phone to distract himself. Buried in old notes was a sentence he once wrote during a better time. Giving up is permanent. Pain is temporary. It didn't inspire instant strength. It didn't solve anything. But it stopped him from quitting that night. For the first time in weeks, he didn't ask why this happened to him. He asked what he could still do. The next day, he sat in his car outside a public library and used free Wi-Fi. He searched for skills that didn't require money, connections, or permission. He learned slowly, often confused, often doubting himself. Nights were spent watching tutorials with a dying phone battery. Progress was invisible. Weeks passed with no results. Months followed with silence. Still he showed up. Not because he felt motivated, but because returning to nothing scared him more than failing again. Then a small opportunity appeared. A simple online task. The payment was barely enough to matter, but to him it meant proof. Proof that someone trusted his effort. He treated that work like it was his only chance to exist. He over-delivered. He stayed awake when exhaustion begged him to stop. That client returned. Then another came through a referral. Slowly, something unfamiliar replaced fear, momentum. Life didn't transform overnight. He still slept in his car for a long time. But now there was direction. A year later, he moved into a small room. Not luxury, not comfort, but dignity. He continued building skills, continued working when no one was watching. Eventually, the small jobs turned into consistent income. Consistency turned into a business. The business grew. Today, he owns a company and employs people who remind him of his past self. Overlooked, struggling, tired of being ignored. He listens to their stories because he recognizes the silence behind their words. He never forgot the nights in that car. He never forgot the hunger or the humiliation. He says those nights didn't break him. They stripped him down until only discipline remained. Lesson: your situation is not your identity. Rock bottom is not the end, it is often the foundation. Pain does not mean failure unless you surrender to it. As long as you are breathing, your story is still unfinished. Thanks for watching. Please like and share.